Thanks for watching Numbskull News. And today we got to talk about the San Diego drama that's just come up. Apparently, they sent a letter to the Mountain West Conference saying that they intend to leave the conference. And they would like a little bit of an extension, a little extra time, maybe another month, so the Pac can work their deal and they can get in there. And saying that, things are just out of their control because of two other conferences. But we fully intend to leave, but we just can't leave just yet. Essentially, kind of what they're saying. And then the Mountain West comes back and says, well, we're just going to take that as your letter of resignation. We're going to go ahead and get the paperwork started, get your exit fee going and all that kind of crap. And then the San Diego State comes back again. Whoa, we're not leaving. We just intend to leave. We just need, a little extra time, whatever. And can we have, maybe a longer payment plan, for the exit fee and all this crap. And the Mountain West says, nah, we're just going to go ahead and, accept your resignation. So that's what we're going to do. You want to be pricks. You're not going to hold, we have no obligation to you to hold, to try to work with you and do some nice AAC kind of stuff. Because when their three biggest programs went to the Big 12, they did like a 10-year payment plan with them, lowered their exit fee. It's like $10 million. So it's $1 million a year. Very doable. Made it very easy for those three schools. The Mountain West has no incentive, and nor should they have an incentive to work with San Diego State. You're our biggest program, our biggest market. And when you leave, it's going to completely screw us with our TV deal, because now our TV partners, which is written into the contract, that they can come back and they can renegotiate and knock their TV deal down, the media rights money down. So we'll lose money when you leave, or there's a damn good chance of it. So no, we're not giving you any extensions. They're not going to do any of that. All right. What the Mountain West is going to do, they're going to have a committee meeting. We know all about committee meetings now. They're going to have a meeting, and they're going to discuss exactly what they should do and what's going to happen, because they don't want a bunch of litigation. Neither does San Diego State. So they'll say, okay, you can stay, but you still have till June 30th. Nothing changes. We're not going to, we're not going to come down on exit fees. We're not going to give you extensions to see if you're going to screw us around or not. We're not doing anything for you. All right. But we'll go ahead and say that this wasn't your real letter of intent to leave. We'll go ahead and just give that a pass. We'll say it was a miscommunication. That's what'll end up happening. But they're not going to work with them at all. And nor should they work with them at all, as far as letting them leave, and cut down on the negative consequences of them leaving. Because the Mountain West has got to deal with all those negative consequences for a long time after they leave. So no, they're not going to work with them. What does this drama really say about the Pac? What does it say? Because the Pac is basically hanging them out to dry. They're hanging San Diego State out to dry, is what they're doing. One of the ways they're doing that is, why aren't they in the Pac already? They've been talking about San Diego State for months and months and months. But why aren't they in? Because they don't have a deal yet, so they can't invite them. Bullshit, they could. If they were really serious about getting back up to 12 teams, they could have added them in SMU a long time ago. Look at what the Big 12 did. They were at 8 after Texas and OU announced they're leaving. So they said, okay, we got to get back up to 12. We're the Big 12, let's get to 12. So what did they do? What did those 8 teams do? This is before they got their new media rights deal. They brought in those 4 teams. The eight initial teams in the Big 12 had to give up money in order to bring in those 4 teams. That's exactly what the now Pac-10 teams would have to do to bring in San Diego State and SMU to get them back to the 12. But they're not willing to give up money. And from what we have learned, Cal's broke, Washington State's broke, Colorado's athletic department is broke. I mean, they don't have the money to pay Dion. They need an infusion of cash from donors, and a move to the Big 12 would really help their money situation as well. So I'm sure they're not the only 3 schools that are struggling for money right now. So no, none of them are willing to give up one red penny to bring in a San Diego State. So what does that tell me? That tells me they want to stay at 10 teams. Because now what the talk is that if Colorado does go, then the Pac would then backfill with San Diego State. Not as an addition, but just as the next in line. So they're going to stay at the 10. So it's no longer Pac-12. We're talking Pac-10 now. And the biggest takeaway is the media rights deal for the Pac. Mr. Dumbass, Washington State President Scholes, he said within a couple of weeks, right? That was his latest deadline. All of his other deadlines have been horseshit. And now, because of San Diego State, they wouldn't have been issuing this letter saying, oh, we're not really trying to exit, just in case we need another month. They wouldn't be doing any of that if a media deal was coming right now or in the next week or even 2 weeks. It's not. What I'm guessing is it's never coming. It's never coming. And the reason for it, because it's an Apple deal. It's all there is out there for the Pac is Apple. All right, there'll be some linear with that. CW, Ion, maybe ESPN. That's all there is. That's all there is for the Pac. And I guarantee you, Apple's not willing to pay out a big ton of money because they don't have to. They're not competing with anybody. Only competition will drive the price up. There is no competition for the Pac. So they're screwed. And this deadline Kurt Scholes has put out there is bullshit. Along with most of what he says is bullshit. Because if it was true, then Colorado would have already left, or we know a date specific that Colorado's leaving by now, because they would have now seen the deal, or they're about to see the deal, and they're not going to be on Apple for bullshit money. There's no way. And then San Diego State would then get the call and the invite. They'd know they're in. And there wouldn't be all this talk of San Diego State trying not to, lose their deal in the Mountain West before they know they have a spot somewhere. So basically, San Diego State is essentially screwed. The Pac is screwed. Everyone's screwed. Look, I wish there was a spot in the Big 12 right now for San Diego State. I kind of feel bad for them. I just don't see that happening either. I just don't see ESPN saying, okay, you can use the pro rata on San Diego State. I don't think they want to. And I think really the Big 12 have their eyes on bigger prizes. Now, I think San Diego State has a pretty high ceiling. We already know they're great at basketball. That's a great program. Their football program is good. It's respectable. The problem is they have no NIL infrastructure at all. So as far as them being able to keep up with the Joneses and the entirety of the college football and basketball landscape, it's going to be really difficult. I can see San Diego State dropping like a rock in the next few years because how are you going to get people in the transfer portal when you can't pay them? It's a problem. And I know they got great new facilities, all that stuff. They're trying to expand their campus, having a hard time doing that, finding money for that. They want to be AAU. They really want to be in the Pac. They really want to be seen as this, intellectual juggernaut or something. But they're not. They're not there yet. And, an invitation to the Pac for more money or to the Big 12 for a lot more money would really help out. It's just not going to happen right now. And I don't think San Diego State's going anywhere. I think they're stuck in the Mountain West because once July 1st hits, that exit fee skyrockets and they can't pay it. And the Pac ain't going to pay it for you. Neither is the Big 12. So I think they're in a world of hurt. The only lifeline they have is if some miracle move by the Big 12 comes along and they pick up San Diego State. That's their only option. And I give that maybe a 2.5% chance of happening. I don't think it's realistic at all. So when everyone's wondering about the Big 12 and San Diego State, I hope you weren't holding your breath because you're probably dead by now or you're going to be dead soon. It's not happening. 2.5% chance, and that's being generous. Anyway, thanks for watching this crap. I'll be back with some other crap later. Bye.